Right, guys, it was quite muggy yesterday afternoon, and that does kind of wear me down a little bit. And I was up. I've been up very very early as well. I was up planning my tax office and getting all the paperwork that I thought I needed. Because they ask for lots of different things when you go to these places. So just take everything. You need like a filing cabinet on a sack barrow, because they keep asking you for stuff, and if they sense that you haven't got something, they'll ask for it. I learned that a long time ago in Bulgaria. You take everything with you, that anything that could be related or non-related even, because they ask for things, although there's no need to anyway. Like when you go to a bank, they sometimes ask for your ID and sometimes they don't. And I closed my lev account the other day. Anyway, I bought some hemp seeds, right? Because I've been looking at these. Uh, um, it just came up on my feed on my YouTube. Now, anything like that, I think I always just go for it, do it, try it. Like this electro gardening and all that. Just try it, just do it. And I also do energy for rocks and stuff. I like making little formations of rocks, just in case they work. They might not, but if you don't do it, they're not. Nothing's going to work. It's like the lotto. If you're not in it, you haven't got a ticket. There's no chance you're going to wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I've won the lottery." No chance. You've got to be in it. And it's the same with all these things like manifestation and all that. And I do all that as well. And it works. Well, it's worked for me anyway. I remember when they locked everyone up, and I thought, like, well, I don't really want to travel or go anywhere because it was okay. And so I did a little bit of manifestation. If you like, it's like a prayer manifestation. The Indians do this quite a lot. They have like your first pound note and all that that you made, and they put it on the wall in a frame, and all these things and they treat money. They treat money well and respect it and all that. And a lot of it's true. But for people who don't believe these things, like the ether, what goes on where you can't see? All those emails and text messages, they're all right. They're all going past your head and through your house. And when you get a text message, that's come through all the people's houses, just and straight to your phone. So it's all there in the ether and the energy as well. They used to know how to harness the energy, and you can see the amount of energy that's in lightning, stuff like that. Now, you can imagine if you could say, if we could harness that, well, you can. The energy out of the ether, and that was what, like Tesla, he got onto it. He didn't discover it, I don't think anyway. Looking into it, I've been to his house in Croatia or Serbia. I think it's where he lived. I think he was born in one place and lived in another, and they both claim that he was from there. Anyway, I've been to his house, and there's nothing there to suggest that he would have discovered all this stuff where he lived anyway. So I think he got into the buildings and the antennas on all the buildings, and if you look into it, and sometimes you can see the ether arcing into these buildings, People actually witnessed it in Berlin Zoo. And there's a few places where they still do it. In Cambodia, places like that. And you can see it coming down, the energy. And they had huge batteries of maybe it was water treated with something, but it had these huge reservoirs, and they used to store the energy there, apparently. Well, and people say that that's all conspiracy theory, but the technology's there. The technology's there. You can do it. If you've got you can transfer power. That's what Tesla was doing by Wi-Fi. And if you think it, that's what you're doing. You're transferring waves. And if you get the electric waves correct and all that, you've got electronic Wi-Fi. Now, that's the proof is there. Look at your phone. This is all energy coming from one thing to another, from miles away. And it finds your phone. How does it do that? When you look at your text message, how did you pick it up? And other people aren't getting your message? Because that's programmable energy. Same with the Wi-Fi. It's all energy knocking about. You can't see it, and you can't see magnetic forces, but you can see what they what they do. And that's another thing with free energy. But most of the people who have discovered the free energy and energy from water and things like that, they go missing. They kill them. The energy companies and whoever else. I'll just have a swig of coffee here. Duralex. Iconic Duralex mug. And they don't break very often or chip, these things. They're very robust. Not that I dropped them, but you tend to, I don't know why, but you tend to drop china and chip it. But these, I've got quite a few of them mugs, so I'm fully Duralexed in this house. I've got lots of plates, dishes, because I like the Duralex stuff. It's very hard wearing, and it doesn't chip very often. I think it just shatters if it does break. Anyway, so that's all these things. Hemp seeds. If you look into it, they've got more protein, way more protein than an egg per gram for gram, per 100 grams. And they've got all the omega-3 fatty acids that you need. So it's like a cross between an egg and a fish, an egg and a tin of sardines. So, and if it's true, it really is a good food to have, and I suppose the cholesterol, if you believe that about eggs, which I don't, the cholesterol is going to be less because the seeds, And if you think about it, and I've thought about this quite a lot, seeds and shoots are the stem cells of plants, right? So when they're starting off the journey, and eggs, it's like stem cells. They've got all the goodness in there necessary to make another chicken. So there's a powerhouse in there of all the things that you need for life, for new life, in an egg. And that's all that's in there. In the shell, that's all it's in, and the chicken then comes out. So you think of the power that's necessary in there, like stem cells and an embryo and stuff like that. And that's what's in these seeds. The seeds of a plant, they can become a tree, just a seed, or a sunflower. They always amaze me what you get out of one sunflower seed. It's absolute powerhouse of energy, and it's a miracle, really. If you look at a sunflower and the ecosystems that survive on sunflowers, if you ever go past a sunflower field, just stop and go right up to a sunflower. Right next to it, and see what's happening in the sunflower. There's about 10 different types of insects will be there. And then, after all that's happened, they've got the birds. The birds come and get the seeds and distribute them through the body. Sunflower seeds. And so all these seeds, another one's pumpkin seeds. They have a kick, apparently, for the health. And if you think about it, all that power is in the seed or the shoot. Like bean shoots, I think they're a lot better probably to eat, because that's releasing the power. That's when they're at the most powerful, when they're getting the energy from the atmosphere and the sun or whatever. Well, in the case of bean shoots, not the sun, it's just the atmosphere. It's from the east and stuff like that. And that's when you ferment stuff, and that's amazing. Amazing. And I do well when I have pickles or fermented foods. I feel much better than just normal veg. Because when you get plants that have progressed a bit, they start developing like lectins and oxalates to protect themselves. But in the seed, it's not active yet, if you think about it. And elderberries and elder plants, they're a good example. They're poisonous. And a lot of fruits and berries are poisonous and kill you. Like red kidney beans, they can kill you if you eat enough of them. They'll kill you. But like in a different form, or the shoots, that's when they're not actively trying to kill the insects and humans and mammals. So all these things, and when the fruit's ready, it becomes non-poisonous. That's why you get stomach aches when you eat stuff that's not ripe. It's trying to kill you. That's why. I mean, probably it was designed for the birds more than anyone. These poisons, because birds won't touch this stuff or any of this stuff. You watch them. Like grapes, they won't touch them until they're super, super ripe, and then they're in there. Then they're in there, the birds. You've got to, get them off that vine quick if you're going to make some rakia or something. You've got to get them off the plants before the birds come in. And cherries, they're fast. And hazelnuts, here you haven't got a chance. But the squirrels, soon as they're ready, boom. And you can tell where they've been, the squirrels. And they know where they're called what's it called? The leshnik. Is it? I think it's called leshnik here. And they're straight in there. They're almost, they'll wait, like as if they're waiting, watching these. That's their main thing, I think, the hazelnuts, squirrels. They always hang about near them. But they don't, leshniks are like a bush. They're like an very untidy tree. They the squirrels couldn't live in there. They live in the big trees next to these. That's their supermarket. So this hemp seeds, and I'm trying them out, and I'm making a super food in the morning. Or I have it around about 1 o'clock or as a dessert. Because I only have one meal a day normally. But sometimes I'll have something in the morning. But lately I've just been on one meal a day. Because of the heat in there. Unless I feel, Hank Marvin, and then I'll have something. You've got to be flexible with all this stuff. You don't punish yourself, otherwise you'll never do it. You'll never succeed. It can't be. It can't be a punishment. Any of this diet, you've got to want to do it, and it's got to work for you. And it works for me. The intermittent fasting is fantastic. Anyway, so now the sun's coming out now, and I've just brought all the washing in. That's what the ladies call it, all the washing. When they say I've done all the washing, what do you mean? Well, don't you mean the washing? All the washing. Make it sound bigger. And there's the washing over there on the maiden. There's the rags. So there's the proof that the washing takes place, and I've been caught out by a sudden shower this morning. Usually you'll get the showers in the afternoon. So a bit disappointed there. I think the builders are here now. I think the Romanians, the building is, it's like a stone wall next door, like a dry stone wall, but it's not dry, with mortar. So I don't know what you call that. A stone wall. Anyway, I think the Romanians, one of them took a chair the other day. And it wasn't like it was on the back of my land, because rather than come back to the house for a rest, I'll take a chair, and if I'm doing a bit of gulag work, I'll take a chair in the vicinity and have a sit down there and hope there's not too many flies. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. Anyway, so they've just arrived now. So, and you find they're quite noisy in the morning. All talking, chatting, shouting even. And then it kind of tapers off as they get more tired during the day. And they finish about 2:30, which is very, very sensible. And I think they work straight through, actually, these lads. They're in an English pickup. I think it's Iveco type thing. It's like a transit pickup type thing. English registration. So I might have a chat to them, but I don't really want to get involved, because if you start becoming, you're asking for trouble when you start mixing with these people. They tend to start, then they'll encroach then. Anyway, he took a chair, and these are good chairs. They're aluminium. Those type of aluminium chairs you get outside cafes and coffee shops. And he took it right over the other side of the land. So I thought, I'll never put it back. I don't mind if people do, really. But he came into my place, took it, and then didn't put it back. So anyway, I've put them all right next to the house now. All my stuff is in. And then I kind of moved their stuff around a little bit. For devilment. Just to... Maybe they'll come and say, well, I'm sure I put that over there last night. I'm sure. I don't know. It's just for my amusement. I'd never steal anything from them or anything like that. But They're moving my stuff around. I'm not bringing it back. And next minute it'll be theirs, and it'll have concrete all over it. Because that's what it was doing. It was next to the mixer. So they're gonna bit by bit it'll get concrete on it. You know? That's what happens. It's just what they're like. They're just builders. They do it everywhere in the world. They'll encroach, and then when if you pull them up, they'll say, "Oh, we've got a grumpy bloke next door," you know. I don't know what his beef is. He must hate us, you know. That's what they think, and they've taken your chair, you know. Anyway.